Imagine starving for 4 months. Nothing, not a dropped crumb. Now imagine doing it in the deadliest cold on earth, all for one precious life. This is the unbelievable reality of the emperor penguin father. We're talking about temperatures that would kill you in minutes. Minus 60 degrees, hurricane force winds that could knock you flat, complete darkness for months. And in the middle of this frozen hell, emperor penguin fathers are doing something that seems impossible. They're standing perfectly still, balancing a single egg on their feet, slowly starving to death. They'll lose nearly half their body weight. Some won't make it, but they never move. This isn't just extreme parenting. This is the most incredible sacrifice in the animal kingdom. Today, we're diving into the shocking reality of how these fathers endure what seems impossible and why they're willing to literally waste away to bring new life into the world. What you're about to discover will completely change how you see survival in nature. Here's where everything hangs in the balance. The mother has just laid her single, irreplaceable egg, the only chance they'll have this year. Now comes the most heart-stopping moment in the emperor penguin world. The transfer. Picture the tension. She carefully rolls that precious egg onto her feet, then leans toward her mate. One slip, one moment of clumsiness, and it's over. The father must catch it perfectly in his brood pouch. If that egg touches the ice for even 3 seconds, the embryo dies instantly. There are no second chances. This is life or death precision under the worst conditions imaginable. What's fascinating is the brood pouch itself, nature's perfect insulation system. It's a warm fold of skin that completely envelops the egg, maintaining it at the perfect incubation temperature. Despite the freezing world outside, the father's body becomes a living incubator, and he'll maintain this position for months. The moment of separation is quiet but profound as the mother begins her long trek to the sea, a journey crucial for her own survival. After the grueling egg laying, the father remains behind, now solely responsible for the survival of their future chick. The long wait has officially begun, and everything now depends on his endurance. Now begins the unthinkable ordeal. 4 months, no food, no breaks, just endless, brutal cold, and the constant weight of that egg on his feet. Think about what this means. While you're going through an entire season, spring turning to summer, or fall turning to winter, this father penguin is standing in the same spot, slowly starving, never moving more than a few shuffling steps. But here's where it gets incredible. Thousands of these starving fathers don't suffer alone. They form something called the huddle, a massive, living fortress of bodies pressed together against the wind. Those on the outside take the full force of 100-mile-per-hour winds. But watch what happens. They slowly rotate inward, taking turns in the life-saving warmth of the center. It's cooperation in its most desperate, beautiful form. This isn't just survival. It's a living blueprint for working together against impossible odds. Their bodies undergo incredible metabolic adaptations. They slow everything down. Heart rate, breathing, all non-essential functions to conserve every possible calorie. They're burning through their fat reserves, which they built up during the plentiful summer months. An emperor penguin father might lose nearly half his body weight during this fast, all while keeping that egg perfectly warm. The developing chick inside is completely dependent on the yolk sac the mother provided. The father adds no nutrition, only warmth and protection. He must balance his own survival with the chick's need for consistent temperature. If he moves too much, he wastes energy. If he doesn't move enough, he risks freezing himself. What's truly astonishing is how they manage through the worst storms. When winds reach hurricane force and visibility drops to 0, the huddle becomes even tighter. They lean into each other, creating a living windbreak that can withstand conditions that would defeat any other animal. Their feathers provide incredible insulation, multiple layers that trap air and shed wind, while their compact bodies minimize surface area exposed to the cold. They also have specialized blood circulation, counter-current heat exchangers in their legs, and flippers that prevent heat loss to the ice. Even their breathing adapts to conserve moisture and heat in the incredibly dry, cold air. Every aspect of their physiology is fine-tuned for this extreme fast. But perhaps the most haunting part is the mental toll. Imagine 4 months of complete darkness, howling winds, and gnawing hunger, all while never being able to fully rest. These fathers take only micro naps while standing, always conscious of that fragile life balanced on their feet. Meanwhile, inside that egg, a chick is quietly growing, completely unaware that its father is slowly dying to keep it alive. The father's own body becomes fuel for survival. Muscle, fat, everything sacrificed. He's literally transforming his own flesh into his chick's chance at life. It's both heartbreaking and magnificent. After 4 months of hell, salvation finally arrives. But the timing has to be absolutely perfect. Picture the scene. The father, now skeletal and weak, feels the first tiny tap from inside the egg. The chick is trying to break free. At that exact moment, miles away across the ice, the mother begins her desperate race back to the colony. She's been gorging herself at sea, but now every hour counts. Here's what's mind-blowing. In a colony of 10,000 identical penguins, she has to find her mate using only sound. Through the chaos of thousands of calls, she recognizes his voice, and he recognizes hers. After months of separation, they find each other in what might be nature's most emotional reunion. The feeding transfer that follows is another delicate operation. The mother regurgitates nutrient-rich fish oil directly into the chick's mouth, its first meal after surviving on yolk reserves alone. Meanwhile, the father, now emaciated and having lost nearly half his body weight, finally gets his chance to journey to sea. But he doesn't eat immediately. He must travel sometimes over 50 miles across the ice to reach open water, still running on empty after his incredible fast. This system evolved, despite its extreme risks, because it maximized the chick's chances in this harsh environment. By having one parent always present, the egg and chick are never left exposed. The timing is synchronized with the Antarctic seasons. The chick hatches just as food becomes more abundant, and both parents can then take turns feeding and guarding as the young penguin grows. So why does nature demand such an extreme price? Because in Antarctica, there's no room for error. The breeding season is ruthlessly short. The window for raising a chick is razor thin. By having fathers endure the starvation, emperor penguins have cracked the code of survival in the world's most hostile environment. The chick gets maximum development time, while being shielded from the worst conditions Earth can throw at it. But this goes deeper than strategy. What we're witnessing is the ultimate expression of parental love, translated into biology. These fathers are literally giving their lives, converting their own flesh and blood into their offspring's future. It's sacrifice, at a level that puts most of the animal kingdom to shame. It also teaches us about resilience and adaptation. Emperor penguins have developed not just physical adaptations like their specialized brood pouches and huddling behavior, but also incredible timing mechanisms that synchronize with environmental cycles. Their ability to fast for months while maintaining core functions shows how life can adapt to even the most challenging conditions. The emperor penguin's place in the animal kingdom is unique. They're the only penguins that breed during the Antarctic winter, and their parenting strategy is unmatched in its intensity. Their story reminds us that survival often depends on cooperation, timing, and sometimes extraordinary personal sacrifice. So now you know the shocking truth. Emperor penguin fathers don't just starve for months. They willingly transform their own bodies into life support systems, losing half their weight while never letting that precious egg touch the ice for even a second. It's a story that redefines what we think we know about survival and sacrifice. In the cruelest place on Earth, these fathers prove that sometimes the greatest strength comes from complete vulnerability. If stories like this blow your mind and make you see nature in a completely new way, hit that subscribe button. We've got more incredible tales of survival that will leave you saying, "Damn, I didn't know that." Trust me, the animal kingdom has secrets that will change how you see life itself.